It's time for school, kids. I'm going to show you how to install the Scout Bobber Syndicate seat. It's FASTLANE. Alright guys, I am going to show you today how to completely change the look of your Scout Bobber. We're going to take this baby from the original brown leather bobber seat to the newer, I guess, it's been out for like a year, 2-up Syndicate seat. And I'm going to walk you step by step, show you the complete installation. And I want to first say, you can do this installation. If you can't do this installation, you probably shouldn't be getting on a motorcycle and riding on the road. You can totally do this, okay? You're capable of doing this, so let's get started. So, first things first, let's get this seat off of here. So first thing I want you to do is you're gonna come up here to the front of the seat and you're just gonna basically get your fingers under here and real carefully, you're gonna pull up, just like that, all right? There's a little tab here that it connects to, okay? Next thing is just kind of gently pull it forward like that and up, and you'll see these two little feet right here, and you kind of see those? Yeah, those go down into here. So that seat is donezo. We're gonna change this one out, all right? So let's get rid of that one. All right, so moving on to this guy. Oh yeah, oh I love this seat. This seat I think is super, super cool. I mean, look at this thing. It just looks mean. And while I'm showing it off, I'm gonna be careful I don't scratch my paint. Yeah, it's got the 2-up thing, all this stuff. Check out the perforation on the seat. It's got some really cool detail. I like the Indian embossed thing right there. This sucker is like memory foam. So you're gonna notice a huge difference when you ride on this seat as opposed to the original bobber seats. This thing is gonna take bumps a lot better. And for what I understand, the passenger little part here is way better than the Scout Bobber pillions, those ones that go with the regular bobber seat. It's also got the little hand grabby kind of thing right there. It's kind of cool. And I don't know, I just think it's a beautiful, they did a beautiful job on this seat. I highly recommend it, okay? So here's the deal. Now, on Indian's website, when you go to their instructional download on how to install these seats, they're gonna tell you to take your original seat and get under here and pull this little, they all come with this little wrench, okay? Little Allen wrench. Pull this little tool out and you can use this. We're so nice because we gave you this little tool. It's got a little screwdriver on that end. It's not even an Allen wrench on that end, but this end is like 6mm. All right, don't use this. That's like emergency only, okay? Just keep it there. You don't want that, all right? Because I gotta tell you, I've got Allen wrenches. I've got tons of them, all right? We don't need that. No, here's what you wanna get. Now look here. That was my nose. Here's what you want. Socket wrench with an extender. See that little guy? That's a socket Allen wrench. And the thing is, I've got an entire set of these things. See, look at there. How cool is that? All right, I picked these up at like Harbor Freight. I think there was like $6 or $8 for the whole little set. And that's what you want. You want to get a 6mm, and we're gonna get started installing the Syndicate seat. All right, so first things first, take your socket. We gotta remove this whole little piece here. Taillight and all comes off, all right? So we're gonna remove these on both sides. Here we go. And if I could pause for a minute, take your time. You don't want to scratch up your fender, all right? You also don't want to scratch up your exhaust. So take your time on this deal, all right? Don't gotta be in any big hurry. We're gonna get it done. Don't gotta be in a hurry about it, all right? No big deal. This is easy. You can do this. All right, so get that guy off. He's got a little washer, set him aside. Go on to this next one, right here. Same dealio. As easy as pie. Nothing to it. Now, I've changed this out before. So here's the deal. When you first break these loose, they may be a little tighter. Don't be worried about that. Just make sure your socket, your Allen wrench is in there secure. Break them loose and they'll come off, all right? Don't be scared. It's fine. All right, take this sucker off. gently, just let this kind of hang down there. Real gentle. Set that little sucker right to the side. Let's go to the other side. Gently set that area out. All right, real quick, one thing I want to say. I saw one video that's out there and the guy completely takes this fender off, and you can take the fender off, but there's no need to take the fender off, all right? Leave the fender right where she's at there, okay? We're not taking the fender off. We're just changing the seat, all right? So let these guys hang right here. Tail light and all, no big deal. It's what they're made to do. And let's grab the seat. All right, guys, here's one thing I forgot to tell you. You want to make sure that you have a towel. Since we're not removing that fender, there's no need to take that off. There's no reason to take the fender off. It comes off, but we're leaving that on there. Unless you're doing some customized, I don't know. But you need a towel. Look at this one. I got this one at the Indian demo days. It's a neat little microfiber. You're gonna lay that right across your fender right there, okay? Lay some kind of a towel across your fender, because I'll tell you why. See the little tabs right here? These are metal. You put those on, you don't want to scratch that fender up, okay? So this little towel here is going to help you, so when you slide it on, it's not going to accidentally, you're not going to miss or something and scratch your fender up, okay? There would be nothing worse than scratching the crap out of your paint, so you always have to keep this seat on. You can never put your little bobber seat back on if you wanted to, or something else, you know? You want to sell the bike, you want to keep the seat and swap out, I don't know. Yeah, man. Make sure you take care of your little fender. You want it to stay nice. All right, so you got your towel there. Now we're going to take your seat and we're going to just gently lay it down right over your towel area there. Pop that front in. All right. Now your seat's not resting on the fender, it's resting on the towel, okay? So next thing is you're going to have a couple bolts about like that. They're little pan-heady, cool little Allen ones. So we're going to essentially go up in here, take our towel, kind of pull it back a little bit, get it out of the way there. And right under here, we're going to start installing these into these extra little holes. Same Allen wrench size, all right? Careful here for your muffler. Make sure you don't bang your socket arm on the muffler. It's kind of, you know, you don't got to cinch them too tight yet. Get this one started. Just barely snug it up. Let's go to the other side. All right, you can basically start taking the rest of your towel out here. Everything's sitting pretty much where you want it to. Let's get these little panhead guys in those holes there, all right? Pro tip, take your time, don't cross thread them, all right? If you think you're cross threading them, pull them back out a little bit and put them back in, all right? Save you a big headache in the future. Another pro tip, always hand start your bolts. Don't start them with a wrench, all right? Hand start them. Start tightening them with your hands because you'll be able to feel if they're cross-threading. All right, we're good to go. Let's tighten them down. Now, as far as Indian's website, there's some torque specs and all that. I just kind of do them till I feel like they're tight enough. Read Indian's website. They'll tell you what to do. Don't over tighten them, okay? It's time to go ahead and put these little brackets with the taillights and everything back on. But before you do that, there's a little rubber thing here that you want to just kind of pull back like this. Take that out, okay? You're going to want these in the future if you want to use other accessories or your old seat. Put these in a safe spot. All right, line your fender up, line this bracket up, get your holes aligned, and make sure right down in here, can't really see it, there's a wire right there. Don't pinch those wires. Be really careful that you don't pinch those wires. Make sure they just flow just perfectly where you want them to. You're going to have your old bolts right there. There's your old ones with a little washer. Start them with your fingers. Fuzz on there. Get rid of that. Just a little bit. Just get her barely started, all right? Let's move on to the next one. Get her all lined up with your fender there. Uh-oh. Drop the washer. But I found it. Get her all lined up, real careful. Finger install, all right? Make sure everything's going in line the way you want it to. You know, it's easy to mess something up, is the thing. And when you're done messing it up, you're just going to be mad that you didn't take your time. So slow down. Just do it by hand. Relax. It's going to get done. Nothing to it. All right, you're going to feel that kind of get a start. Grab that same 6mm. We're going to start ratcheting her down. Watch that muffler. This wrench is pretty much too short to hit it, but I don't know what you're using. So I would just basically get her snug for a minute. Don't full on wrench it down yet, because we've got to get to the other side and we might need to move things around a little bit, okay? There we go, we're snug. All right, you can't see what's happening over here, but this is essentially the same thing. You're lining up this bracket. Oh, hold on. Take that rubber thing, make sure you save that. You're going to want that in the future. Put it in a safe spot. All right, you're lining up the fender, you're lining up this bracket. You're carefully starting those bolts, all right? Just let them start by hand. Totally natural. They'll grab, you'll feel it. You'll know. All right. Some down here. This is why it's important you don't ratchet this side down too tight yet, because you might need to move things around a little bit over here. All right, just snug them, okay? Now we can torque them up to the specs on Indian's website, okay? I'd tell you the torque numbers and all that, but I'm not doing everything for you. You got to do some things for yourself, okay? Voila, there it is. I told you it was super easy. You don't need to have Indian install this thing for you. You can absolutely do it yourself. I do encourage you to look for their actual torque specs. I'm sure that's a good idea. You don't want to break a bolt. You also don't want something so loose that it falls out. You could also use a little bit of like blue Loctite on the stuff, you know, to just give a little bit so those bolts don't back out on you. Watch it when you're putting these brackets on, things I want to remind you of. Make sure you're not pinching any wires there at the front. Also, somebody had a question, do we have to take the taillights off? Obviously you don't. The taillights come off completely with this bracket. You got yourself a Syndicate seat, and it freaking looks cool. All right? So, these kind of jobs you can do yourself. You can absolutely do yourself. You need a few tools. If you don't have any tools, you're going to have to get yourself a few tools, man. Get yourself a socket set, get yourself a little tool set. If you want some tidbits of information of what you ought to have to get started, I'd be happy to share that info with you. And I just want to tell you guys that I super appreciate you subscribing, watching the videos, watching the channel.
Dude, things are going fantastic. I'm having a good time. I think you're having a good time. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's helpful. If you have any questions, comment below. Like, share, subscribe, do all the fancy stuff we need you to do. Hit the notification bell so you know when the next video comes up. It's Fastlane.